Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Texas and training and having realistic expectations of that training and whether or not it can actually be taught in the way it would need to be to achieve the desired results. We're going to do this because there is some legislation. It is HB 1147 if you would like to read this for yourself. Before we get into it, I want to point out this is the second version of this video. Not the second take, second version. The first version was me just providing the training in the way it would need to be done for this particular situation. After reviewing it, I realized that might be a little much. So I'm still going to talk about it, so just a heads up. Okay, so the legislation would require the district or charter school to annually offer instruction on the use of a bleeding control station from a school resource officer or other appropriate district or school personnel who has received the training under Subdivision 3 to students enrolled at the campus in grade 3 or higher, third graders. A bleeding control station required under this section must contain all of the following: required supplies in quantities determined appropriate by the superintendent of the district or the director of the school. 1. Tourniquets approved for use in battlefield trauma care by the Armed Forces of the United States. Allow me to stop right now. That's not good enough. I understand that the phrasing of that is going to really bother some people because it's real, but that's not actually great. I would suggest CAT Generation 7 tourniquets because there are studies demonstrating that they work on small limbs. Chest seals, compression bandages, bleeding control bandages, space emergency blankets, latex-free gloves, markers, scissors, instructional documents developed by the American College of Surgeons or the United States Department of Homeland Security detailing methods to prevent blood loss following a traumatic event. This in and of itself is commentary on the United States. But here's the thing. My son, who is roughly this age, he knows how to use all this. He knows how to use all of this. I taught him. We live out in the middle of nowhere. It's a ways to a hospital. So first aid is important. If we were to roll up on a car accident and I said, put a tourniquet on that person while I give CPR, I have 100% confidence in his ability to do so. Here's the thing. This isn't for first aid, though. Right? Let's be real for a second. These students can't be taught the way I taught him. This isn't for first aid. This is to turn them into combat medics. That's really what it's for. It can't be done the same way. Think about what you are realistically asking them to do. It's not just perform the task, which is bad enough. It's take fire, react appropriately, take cover, process what they witness, determine it's safe, move through the fear they're definitely going to have, rush to the side of a classmate or teacher, shear off their clothing and apply a chest seal. That's what's being asked of them. to fight on and complete the third grade objective, though they be the lone survivor. That's what this is for. If you want to accomplish that, it can't be a clinical class. It can't be the way I taught my kid. It can't be an SRO standing up at the front of the room, because you have to train like you fight, right? They have to be ready for the stress and the pressure that is going to be there. Before anybody votes on this, I think they need to go through something that is similar. I think they need to go through the kind of training it would actually take to get somebody ready to do this in a combat situation. They need to hear the instructor yell at them and say, "No, you took too long. He's dead. Move on." Did you just stand up? Drop and scream for a medic. You're hit. Let's be real about what this is for. Aside from that, if you were talking about realistic expectations, I think it would be wise to hand a third grader a pack of hot dogs, the kind you peel open, and ask them to open it. And then get a chest seal and open up that. Peel the plastic off the sticky side. I know third graders that can't open a Capri Sun. I don't want to come down on the person who proposed this, because on some level I get it. You're trying to come up with the best you can with a bad situation. This cannot be the best we can do. You're asking third graders to become combat medics. That's what this is for. And I think that people should have realistic expectations of it. A classroom setting, using a plastic leg, this is how it works, this is how you apply the tourniquet, that is not going to cut it. Not if you want this to be effective. But describing what the kids would have to hear, well, it's too much. It's too much. Having recorded it, it's too much. But apparently it's not too much to ask them to deal with it for some feel-good measure. And this is coming from somebody who actually taught their kid how to use this stuff. But he wasn't taught for that situation. The other part to this, and it's a different topic, but it's not, because it's interlinked. The part of our problem is a willingness and a glorification of the violence. That's part of the problem. That's why we're dealing with this. Because we aren't offended by the violence. If you vote for this, you never get to talk about a book in a library again. If you think it is age appropriate for a third grader to learn how to apply a chest seal in the chance that they have to use it as they watch one of their classmates' life drain from their eyes, you do not get to complain about a book. If we had a little bit more understanding, if we had a little bit more nurturing of creativity, if we spent more time on the things that matter instead of glorifying the violence, maybe this wouldn't be a topic. we have an issue in this country. The fact that this is proposed shows we have two issues. One is the symptom of the other. If you're a politician and you stand up there showing off your AR, you're a part of the issue, even if you vote to teach them how to plug the holes. You're glorifying it at every turn. You're not owning the libs. You're owning your kids. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.